started in like a couple of minutes. Yes. See my coach? You can't see me. I'm wearing my coach.
I can't.
Wearing my Coach hooded sweatshirt. I'll share it at the end. It's so comfy. It's my
rub it in.
Rub it in. You have so many cute things from the core. You stop it. You walked out
with
the
one thing I wanted. Remember, I was like, I didn't bring a sweatshirt because I'm going to buy one.
You walked in with like a full wardrobe. Walked out. All right.
Ready?
Yeah, let's get going. I'll mute myself. Go for it, lady.
All right, so welcome to week 2 of the Girl Boss training. We are very excited for all the participation that you guys have been giving in the group, so keep it up. You are almost halfway done with these 3 weeks, and so we want to just really kick things off with a bang for week 2. So with week 2, one of the quotes that we like to talk to you about is this quote here, which says, "A simple hello could lead to a million things." And the reason that we say this is that we know as new coaches, it can be very scary to talk to people and to start conversations. And what do I say? And I don't want to come off as like a salesperson. And we don't want that to happen for you either. We want you to be connecting with people and just sending people a simple hello. How are you? How is your summer going? I saw you went to the beach today. Did you have a great time? What do you have planned for the rest of the summer? Just those simple hellos and connections and communications with people can lead to a million things down the road. And this is what we're going to talk to you about tonight. Next slide. Yeah. So the reason that we say that is, do not let the fear of talking to people and messaging people stop you from what you're doing. Because what if you send out one message to somebody that could simply change the rest of their life? I know for myself, I was talking to Sean about this before we went live tonight. I have received several messages tonight, and Sean was saying that she has this weekend as well, from my challengers who are just having amazing success. And they would never have had that success if I wouldn't have started a conversation with them. Just saying hello, just saying, hi, how are you? And then connecting with them and checking in on them once I got them going in their challenge groups. When you start talking to people and you start adding people to your business activity tracker, which is that graphic that you see on the right-hand side, that list is going to grow and grow and grow. And at first you may feel like it's nothing and that it's just, I remember even feeling still some days like it's just like dirty work and just not fun. It's not really the fun part of what we do, is keeping track of people. But when you grow this list, it's going to continue to grow and grow. Sean and I both have over 1,000 people on our business activity trackers. We've been using our business activity tracker for basically just a year now. Last year, July, we started using it really consistently. And with that, we have seen so much more organization from who we're talking to. We can keep track of who we're talking to, but really just keeping those people in an organized list is something that all the top coaches talk about. If you listen to Shalane Johnson on her podcast, she talks about building a list. And so this business activity tracker is where you are going to build your list. You want to put your passion first when you're helping people. So making sure when you are connecting with people that you're really connecting with them. You're not just wanting to make that challenge pack sale. You're not just wanting to sell a program. You're not wanting to just hit Success Club, but really caring about that person that you're talking to, and the rest is going to follow. You also want to make sure that when you're messaging people that you aren't being too afraid. I know it's normal, but too afraid of being judged by what you're saying to people. Also, when you message somebody, there's a lot of follow-up sometimes. I sometimes have people that don't see my messages, so the next day or 2 days after, I'll send them another message just following up saying, hey, I'm not sure if you saw my message, but I wanted to make sure that I connected with you again. Next slide. We're cruising. So some more tips on talking to people, because again, this is something that can be very scary as a new coach. And Sean and I have both been there. So trust us, we're here to support you, and we want you to feel confident, believe in yourself. So don't be dependent on their response. So basically, just like I said, making sure that you're following up with people. Even if you send them a message and you don't hear back from them, maybe they opened that message and then forgot about it and walked away because they got busy and then they just never came back to it. That happens to me all of the time. So again, following up with them. Maybe they just had to process things and think about things. So again, follow up with them. As long as you're being sincere and not feeling like a salesperson or feeling pushy, your message is going to come through as if you are sincere. And don't overthink things. Be you. So whatever comes naturally to you to say, be professional, of course, but be who you are. So Sean and I have scripts for you guys on our teams, and you can use the scripts, but make them who you are. Otherwise, people are going to see that, oh, this isn't how Annie would normally talk. You want to make those scripts conformed to who you are, is basically what I'm saying. You can also look at Facebook pages for discussion topics. So what you could do is I could go to Sean's page and see that today she did her size workout and she went to the beach with her family, and I could shoot her a message saying, hey, I saw you went to the beach today. How fun. It was great weather. What beach did you go to? What great things are there for kids to do at that beach? Different discussions that you see from their Facebook page is a great way to initiate conversation. If you see somebody is going on vacation, it's summertime, there's lots of weddings. So looking at somebody's Facebook, I see weddings every weekend right now in my newsfeed. Part of that's just my age range, but I'm sure that you have some of that going on too. When talking to people, you want to form with them. So form stands for family. So talking to people about their family. How old are your kids? How are your kids doing? What is your husband up to? Just all of that family. Occupation, asking them about their jobs. Are you working? How much are you working? Full-time, part-time? Just really getting to know them and what they're doing in their career at the time. You may even find that they're very unhappy in their job. They may open up to you about that. You never know what people are going to say to you when you're talking to them, especially because we're communicating through a computer screen and not one-on-one. It's a lot easier sometimes for people to vent. So you may hear things like, I'm just really unhappy in my job. So there may be a coaching opportunity there for that person in the future if they are falling in love with their health and fitness and the program that you connect them with. So that's kind of a note to make on that business activity tracker in the notes section of that person. The R stands for recreation. So what do they like to do for fun? Do they like to travel? Do they like to go for bike rides? Do they like to do arts and crafts? Do they like to do photography? What is it that they like to do for fun? And then the N stands for message. So once you have done the four, F-O-R, then you can talk to them in the message about possibly joining you in your 5-day free healthy eating group or your 21-day challenge group coming up on such and such date. So that's when you can then tell them more, maybe even just give them a little introductory, like, hey, I just wanted you to know that I have started coaching because I've had amazing transformation with my health and fitness over the past 30 days, and I am looking for other friends and family to help hold me more accountable. So even just then sending that message after you've been connecting with them and forming with them, that is the way to talk to them. Sometimes it goes in different orders, but that's just a basic way to get started for you guys. A great thing to say that helps us when we're talking to people and going into more of that message, the M, is saying, by the way. That can help just open up the conversation. By the way, I recently became a Beachbody coach. I've had great success with my transformation, and I would love to have you join me in my free healthy eating group. So that is just a sentence connecting, forming message that you can send to them to help them get started. Next. I think Sean is going to jump back on and talk to you guys about goals. Just got to unmute herself.
I'm here. Sorry.
Perfect.
I get confused with the screen sometimes. I'm like, oh, okay, you guys. Annie cruised through this, and I'm going to try to cruise through this part too, so you can all get back to your nights and hopefully be hitting the ground running, trying to aim for Success Club or your goals for the month. Speaking of goals, that's the subject I'm going to be speaking on tonight. So I'll be honest with you guys. Goals was something that I always struggled with big time. There was a couple different reasons I struggled with them. One, I didn't really know how to set them. Sounds really silly, but I would just make up random stuff every month. I'd be like, oh, I'm going to try to get this many Success Club points because that just sounds like a good number. Or I'm going to add 1 or 2 coaches because I think I can do that. And I never really was thinking about my long-term goals and how it related to my monthly goals and so on. So tonight I'm hoping to help you guys start and not run into the same issues that I did. The other reason I had a hard time setting goals is I think it's scary. You set a goal, and if you don't hit it, you feel like a failure, right? And so it's a lot easier sometimes to not set goals at all and just be kind of like, oh, I'm just going to see how it goes this month. And I'm not going to really aim for Success Club 5 because I just don't know. Because then you have nothing to fear. You have nothing to aim for. But if you have nothing to aim for, you're not going to push. Trust me on this one. If you don't set goals for yourself and set something to aim for, you're not going to do the work behind it to get there. So it's so important. And this is just a quote. Lee, who is one of the coaches on our team, did a great, really big training on goal setting that I can actually post on the Girl Boss Basics page in case you haven't seen it. But a quote she shared with us, a goal without a plan is just a wish. So if you have these big goals and you don't know how to back it up, so you basically say, by the end of the year, I want to be diamond. One, you don't know what diamond is, and you don't know how to get there. It's just a wish. It's just something you're thinking about. So you really need to be putting all of these pieces together. Hopefully I don't mess up the screen sharing. Okay, so there's some pretty simple steps to success. There's like 3 arrows. Let's talk about this. You need to set goals, and we're going to talk about how you set those goals. But you can't just set the goals and not go to the next arrow. You need to make those action steps. You need to actually start thinking about, what do I need to be doing daily to hit these goals? What do I need to be doing weekly to hit these goals? What do I need to do monthly, every 6 months, things like that? What do I need to be doing in order to be hitting my goals? And then the final piece is the piece that I find that a lot of coaches really struggle with, and that's actually following through. So you set those action steps, and they're not always easy. Sometimes it takes away from things that you would rather be doing, maybe watching TV or taking a nap, those types of things. Or maybe it's hard to squeeze in and you decide not to follow through on them. And I'm just going to be completely honest with you guys. You can do these first 2 steps. You can set your goals, you can make your action steps, and you can walk away from this training and be like, boom, I'm going to rock this. But if you don't do that last arrow and you actually don't do the day in and day out work, you're not going to find success in this business. So you need to push the excuses aside and try to find a way in order, if you have these big goals or things that you want to hit, you need to find the time to do the action steps so that you can actually get to those goals. So goal setting. So I want to help you guys a little bit with goals. I want to talk to you a little bit about this acronym called SMART. You should write it down because when you're setting goals, you don't want them to be too broad. So you want to be very specific. You don't want to be like, for example, Success Club is always an easy one to talk about for me. Sometimes my coaches will be like, I want to hit Success Club this month. And I'll be like, do you want to hit 5? Do you want to hit 10? And they're like, oh, I think I want to hit 5. And I go, do you want to hit 5 points? Or do you want to hit 8 points or 6 points? I want them to be very specific so that I know an exact number. Because if I know they want to hit 8, for example, let's say they're like, then I know they need to help 4 new people that month. And if they want to help 4 new people that month, then I need to make sure that they're talking to so many people per day and so on. So if they're specific with their goals, that can be super helpful. Measurable, it needs to be something that you can measure. So once again, Success Club, if you say that I just want to hit Success Club, by having a specific number, you know how many people you need to aim for to either start as a coach or to get a challenge pack and for you to help them with their health plan. If you're not specific and it's not measurable, you can't look back and really evaluate if you did it. It's the same thing. I want to start building my team, right? I want to start building my team. I want to add some coaches this month. Okay, how many coaches would you like to add? Well, I would like to get to Emerald. Okay, so you want to have 2 coaches. That's measurable. Then I know what you're aiming for, and you do too. You have a number to shoot for. So you have to make sure it's measurable. The other thing is achievable. This one's hard because I'm big about setting like goals that are a little scary, but at the same time that I really think I can achieve. So I don't like it when people like try to put themselves down. A lot of time coaches will say to me, I don't even think I can hit Success Club 5. I don't have enough people. That to me is just putting yourself down. So you want to pick things that you can achieve. So if you're a brand new coach and you come to me and you say, I want to hit Success Club 20 my first month, I'd be like, oh, okay, boom. 2, this is what you're going to need to do. And typically, most times as a brand new coach, the coach is going to be like, whoa, I can't message 30 people a day. I can't look at adding this many coaches to my team. So make sure it's something that's achievable for you, but it maybe is a little bit out of reach so that you push a little bit harder. Make sure it's relevant. Make sure it makes sense to what you're doing. So if you're like, I want to hit Emerald, but you don't know why, you're like, well, Sean and Annie say it's smart. I should try to hit Emerald, and they do these groups. You need to understand why it's relevant to your journey. Maybe you're someone who building a team right out of the gate doesn't make sense. But maybe for you it makes sense because you want some of the things that you can get from it. So you have to make sure it fits where you want to go with this. I have some coaches who are like, I want my ticket to Summit free. Then they need to hit Success Club the first 3 months. I know that it's relevant to what one of their bigger goals are. So make sure it's relevant to the bigger picture for you and what you're trying to do with coaching. Timely. Make sure you have a time set for it, that it makes sense. So if you're like, I want to hit Success Club 5 in the first 15 days of the month, that makes sense. That's okay. We can try to help you do that. But if you're just like, I know I want to hit 10, but I don't know by when, and I think by the end of the month, you need to have some type of timeline so that you know what you need to be doing every single week so that you can hit them. So when you're writing down goals, be it a weekly goal, a monthly goal, a yearly goal, make sure that it fits these categories. Like always think over and be like, is it specific? Is it measurable? Is it something that I really think I can achieve, or maybe is a little beyond me, but I think I can push for it? Is it relevant? Is it timely? Ask those questions, because if it doesn't fit into these, like it says, it's not a SMART goal, and you're going to end up looking back and being like, I have nothing to evaluate on. What was I really aiming for? So make sure that you're looking at these things. Okay, I love this. This is the pyramid of goal setting. And like the first time I heard Lee speak on this, it was like a light bulb went off in my head, because it's so true. You make all these goals and it's like going upwards towards this very tippy top long-term goal. And people, the way they set this, the way that I think of it is I like to think of where do you want to be? Like in a year. A year would be a good long-term goal. What do you envision your life being like as a coach? Which is more like your why. But it's going to help you with your goals. So for example, if your vision in a year from now is, I want financial freedom, I'd like to quit my job, I'd like to stay home full time, you know what kind of income you need to be making, you know that you're going to probably want to be at least a diamond coach, so that you're building a residual income. And these are things that your upline coach can help you with, but you want to kind of envision where you want your life to be in like a year. Once you know where you want to be in a year, you can work backwards, because you can be like, well, if I want to be diamond in a year, then I know every single month I should be adding this many coaches. And I know that I need to be hitting Success Club 10. It's a non-negotiable, because that's something that's going to lead me towards a residual income in this business. I have to run a challenge group every single month so that I have people that I can actually help that are going to help me with those Success Club points, and so on. So you're going to have those monthly goals. You know that you're going to have to do a What is Coaching webinar so that you can talk to people about coaching. So you're going to have those monthly goals of things that you know that you need to accomplish in order to get to your long-term goal. And then you take another step back. If you know every single month that you need to hit Success Club 10, what do you need to be doing every single week to get there? If you know that you need to hit Success Club 10 every single month, or you want to be hitting diamond in a year, how many people should you be talking to about the coaching opportunity every week? And once again, when you're setting these goals as a brand new coach, you need to talk to your upline coach. We are here. That's what we're here for, is to help you figure out these numbers and help you break down what your goals should be, every single smaller thing. And then your daily goals are the things that you're doing every single day consistently, so that you're hitting your weekly goals and you're hitting your monthly goals, and it's getting you to that vision of where you want to be in a year, right? Your immediate goals are things that you can do right now, which could be writing down your goals. It could be an immediate goal. You could say, tonight, I'm going to write down what my goals are. I'm going to message my upline coach, and I'm going to talk to them about what I envision my goals being, and help them maybe get on the phone with me so that I can make sure my goals make sense, and that the things that I'm doing every single month, week, and day are going to lead me to that vision. Okay, another immediate goal could be writing out in your planner what you're going to do every single day for those daily goals. So that's something you can do right this moment to get you to those other goals. So you really need to be thinking long term, and then kind of taking a step back and looking at what you need to do every month, every week, every day, and then what you can do immediately right in this moment to help you get going with that. So think of this pyramid of goal setting and really write down and focus in on what those goals are for you. And that's it. I don't know if Annie wants to jump back on. We made it in 20 minutes. I'm so impressed.
Woo-hoo.
Hopefully you guys got some good information, and hopefully Annie and I are going to be getting some, and your upline coaches, if it's not me and Annie, message them about goals. I would love that.
Mm-hmm. Any questions that you guys have, you can post them on the Girl Boss post for tonight on the Facebook page.
Mm-hmm.
And them. We'll stay on for a couple more minutes because there is a delay. So if you're hearing this right now, we said it like 30 seconds ago probably for you. Christy was late jumping on, she said. No worries.
It's recorded.
Mm-hmm. And for everybody who's jumping on tonight, way to go on taking that step and getting on live. And if you are listening to the recording, awesome job as well, because these trainings are so important.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, take the screen sharing down and let's see your sweatshirt.
Oh, I look crazy. How do I take the screen share down? Stop. Ooh, oh my gosh. All right, people. I took a shower after the, but look, coach.
Woo woo.
Sweatshirt, woo woo. I think they have them online, Annie.
Oh, I'll have to, yeah.
Shipping.
Eating my shopping addiction. Lacey just posted. Let me see what she posted.
Goals are so hard. On any hints on setting them? My biggest one is to work, envision your big vision first. Where do you want to be? I know where I want to be in a year. I know. And that's something really, you guys, if you know your why and why you're doing this, you should know where you want to be in a year, what kind of rank you want. And if you don't understand the ranks, talk to us. We'll help you understand the benefits of being Emerald or being a Diamond coach. And those types of things. But then I feel like working backwards, I think goals are hard. I think they're always changing. That's the other thing. Annie knows this personally from my journey. Last 6 to 8 months, I was crazy. Not crazy, but I had these big crazy goals every single month of hitting 40 Success Club points and stuff like that. And now I've evolved a little bit, and my goals have changed. For a lot of different reasons. So I think goals are always changing too. I personally think you should be evaluating every single month. How close am I to my 1 year goal? How close am I to my 6 month goal? How close am I to my 1 month goal? You know what I mean? How good did I do the last month? How could I have done better? What could I have done differently? I don't know if Annie agrees, but I feel like goal setting is that one thing that's a non-negotiable, just like Success Club. If you're not doing it, you're kind of just weaving through this with big question marks above your head, just kind of, it'll do what it'll do, and you're not going to find as much success. Right, Annie?
Yes. With goal setting, it's doing those action steps that Sean talked about as well, and then making sure that you're succeeding I know, Lacey, everything that you're talking about with your goal setting right now. So just making sure that when you look at the goals that you have, what I ask myself is, these goals that I have, what are other coaches doing that I might not be doing? How many people am I messaging a day? How many people am I adding to my friends list every day? How many people am I putting on my business activity tracker every day? Because 90% of what Sean and I do is behind the scenes. It's not just posting on Facebook, and I'm not saying that's what you're doing, but these are just some tips. It's not just posting on Facebook, but also making sure that we're getting behind the scenes and connecting with as many people as possible. Because what you do behind the scenes is going to help your social media as well, because the more people that you can message, the more people that are going to see your posts.
Can I also share that I struggled this month with adding coaches, and I was kind of like, man, why am I struggling so much with adding coaches? And then when I went back and looked, I've barely talked to anybody about coaching this month. I'm just being really real with you guys. I don't know if I was burnt out. I don't know. I could have a million excuses. We just talked about throwing the excuses away. For whatever reason, I did not talk to a lot of people about coaching this month. So I can almost look back at the month, and I said to Annie, I know what I need to do this next month if I want to add more coaches to my team that might potentially want to help people. So I know what I did. So I feel like a lot of times, but then other times you can work your booty off and do everything you think possibly right and still not hit that goal you want to hit. So if you're doing the work and you look back and evaluate and go, I did everything I possibly could to hit this goal this month, you gotta walk away from that month and walk into the next one and just believe that the work you did last month is going to carry on. Because I know that's a hard thing with goals too. I'm there. I did not add enough coaches this month, but
right,
I will do better next month.
But yeah, and the thing is too, Lacey, is if your goal right now is hitting Success Club and you're struggling, there's still lots of time left this month. So also with goal setting, believing in yourself and the power of positivity. Like, I always just feel like that's so cliche for me to say, because I always just did like roll my eyes at people when they would say that. But I've heard over and over again in my personal development, and when I have had struggles, I just said, you know what, I need to believe in myself and I need to stay positive that I'm going to hit these goals that I've written down on paper for myself over and over and over again. It still happened. And you, Sean, it was the last day of the month, and I had that goal and I was not going to give up until I hit Success Club, and I did it. And it was like 10:30 at night on a Sunday. So just having those goals written down and knowing, like Sean said, your why, and just pushing and pushing and pushing, those are the helpful things. Just staying positive, believing in yourself, and staying consistent too. Great question.
Boom, boom. I needed a little goal setting reminder tonight.
Well, and goal setting is something that I relook at every month too. When I look at August, I will sit down and think to myself, okay, how did I do this month? What goals did I have struggled getting? I remember for myself, when I was pushing for Diamond for like a year, I finally said to myself at the new year, what have I been doing for the last year that I wasn't doing right? Or maybe I wasn't doing what the leaders were doing, and that was adding people to my network and talking, like Sean said, more about the coaching opportunity to people. And since then, I've been adding more coaches to my team every month than ever before. So just changing that mindset and just looking at where was I struggling really helped to change.
Lacey comment again said she really needs to write them out. Goal is to write goal. Yes, that's an immediate goal. Like when I just said in the training, one of your goals when you guys get off this training, if you have not written down your goals and you have not shared them with your upline person, do it now. The other part is she says she feels like she's going backwards. I'm sure all of us have had those moments, especially as new coaches. And Annie and I have been doing this for so long now. We have went backwards, forwards, backwards, sideways, over. Coaching is not a straight line. And you can have one amazing month. I was hitting Success Club 20 by like the 10th of the month for like 3 months in a row. And I'm struggling to get 24 points this month, which I know you guys are all like, oh, poor Sean, 24 points. But for me, and Annie will agree with me on this, we have different goals. And so for me to be struggling to hit my goals and it's towards the end of the month is rare for me. So even though what are we in? 2 years in, year and a half, 2 years into coaching now, Annie? I don't even know anymore. We still have those moments too. Like Annie just shared. She's at the end of the month with how many points? 0? You went to 10 or something?
Yeah. I was at 0 in the morning and I woke up and I said, you know what? I'm going to do this. And I sat down at my computer and I messaged Sean and I said, I'm going to do this today. And she said, you go, girl. And as every person signed up, I sent her a message saying 1 person, 2 people, 3 people, 4 people. And I actually had 6 people in one day sign up because of the work. And I will send you some helpful tips as well, Lacey, on hitting your goals for this month, because I know what you're talking about. But even as Sean said, we've had setbacks. I mean, we've had people return Shakeology to the point where we went negative for the week. It happened a lot when I was a new coach even, and it still happens to us today, almost 2 years into the business. When I hit diamond finally, after working so hard for it and helping my coaches hit emeralds so that I would become a diamond, I had 1 person go inactive on one of my legs, which dropped me back down to an emerald coach for a week. So even pushing and pushing, like I still went backwards. But it's just knowing that positivity and saying, well, that's okay. It just means I need to add more coaches. I need to find more people that want to work the business, and just staying positive and looking forward, because it's those little setbacks that are going to make you a stronger coach. And we all have those setbacks. It's not just you. And I can tell you, I know that feeling. And if you haven't read, I posted for my team today my story about coaching, basically. So Lacey, if you haven't read that yet, go and check that out, because it talks a lot about those setbacks. You're not alone.
Oh my gosh, no. Erin, who's not on this probably, but Erin, one of my coaches, is like the end of the month queen, and she freaks me out every month, but she'll get like 10 points in a day. She just pushes all the way up to the end of the month. So you just got to keep pushing.
Yes.
I have faith.
I know you do it, Lacey. You're a go-getter.
You got this, lady. All right.
9:31.
9:31. All right, ladies. Have a good night.
Night.
Night.